Mm.
Hi, Wendy. It's nice to see you today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Sure.
Thanks for taking my appointment. I'm really glad to be here.
Good. So why don't we talk a little bit about what brought you in today?
Well, I love wine. I really do. Um, but lately, my husband's been telling me if I don't quit drinking, he doesn't know how long he can take this anymore. And he says that after 10 o'clock at night, I turn into a different Wendy, and I get real mean, and we start fighting, and I don't always agree with him, and I don't always remember our arguments. But I'm a nice person, so I can't imagine him saying anything that bad. But I believe him, and I didn't think I had a problem, but when he tells me to go one night without drinking, I don't want to.
Mm-hmm. So what exactly is it that you're drinking?
Wine.
Okay.
Red wine.
Okay. And how much wine are you drinking?
Maybe at least a bottle a night.
Okay, so it's every night.
Every night, yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, it's only at night. During the day, I go about my day. I go to work. I get my errands done. I pay my bills. It's just around 7 or 8, I start planning the rest of my night. Like, what time am I going to be ready to get my wine?
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's think. Did you drink last night?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can you walk me through your day yesterday?
Sure.
Okay.
I got up around 8. I cleaned up the house. I organized my day. Then I had off today. Normally, I get up around 6:30. I go to work, and I don't drink at work. I don't drink and drive. But yesterday, I got up, ran some errands, um, took the dog to the groomer. My husband was at work all day, so I just kind of straightened up the house. I, checked my email, made a to-do list, and then I got kind of bored. So, I watched some TV, and then I went to the grocery store. I made something for dinner. My husband came home around 6. We had dinner. He took a shower, and around 7 or 8 o'clock, I opened up the wine, got in front of the TV, and just started drinking some wine. And then, as usual, this morning he wasn't talking to me. He told me that I drank too much wine and started yelling at him about things that aren't true.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really remember this argument. But yeah, it's confusing waking up every day and not remembering if I did or didn't argue.
Yeah, I can imagine that it would be a bit confusing. That's scary too. You
Yeah.
feel a little afraid?
A little bit, because sometimes I think he's dramatic, but sometimes I think, what if I say something or do something I can't take back and I don't remember?
Yeah, that's a legitimate fear.
Yeah.
Right?
I think that's what scares me the most.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So let me just go through your day again and make sure that I have it correct. So you wake up in the morning, usually around 6:30 if you have to go to work. But if not, you'll wake up a little bit later, get some errands done, or you'll go to work, whichever it is. Grocery shopping, you do most of the cooking, it sounds like, when you come home from work. Or,
Yeah.
Okay. Prepare dinner. You and your husband have a dinner together. You have it, and when you have dinner together, it's a nice dinner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
If he's not mad at me from the night before, yeah.
Okay. And does he share in the wine drinking with you, or is this something that you do on your own?
Well, nightly, it's something that I do on my own.
Okay.
But, we're very Italian, so every Sunday we have big family dinners, and there's lots of wine going around, and he'll have a glass or two of wine on a Sunday, but Monday through Saturday, I'm drinking alone.
Okay. So on a weekday, so we're having the dinner, you have a nice dinner together, he goes and takes a shower, gets ready to go to bed, and that's when you'll sit down on the couch, open up a bottle.
Yeah, it's pretty regular that as soon as he gets in the shower, I go look through my wine cabinet and pick out a bottle. That way, he's not really there to give me a look. Or, by the time he gets out, he either goes to bed or I'm already watching my TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the rest of the night after the wine, you typically don't remember?
Yeah, I watch my TV shows and I, keep drinking till the bottle's done. If there's extra wine from the night before, I'll finish that. Then I'll open a bottle. And I don't typically remember. I wake up in the morning on the couch sometimes, so I never made it to bed. I will sometimes not remember the TV shows I watch. So, I agree with him that sometimes I don't remember because I'll rewatch the same show 3 nights in a row.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about how you're feeling when you're going to get the wine, because it sounds to me like you wait until your husband gets into the shower because you're feeling maybe a little bit of guilt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it could be, I'm definitely avoiding judgment. I'm avoiding that conversation. But I would say there's some guilt. I know that once I open that bottle, I really don't know what's going to happen that night.
Yeah.
But I love wine. I love it.
Yeah. Now, when you have your Sunday meals with family, are you feeling that same sense of guilt when you're drinking the wine?
Well, throughout the party dinner, no, I have a really good time. But towards the end of dinner, I kind of get like I don't want the dinner to end because I know everyone's gonna go home, and my husband knows I'm already been drinking, and I'm gonna keep drinking. So Sunday nights are probably our worst night because we have such a good day, and then I drink the most on Sundays,
right?
Because I feel like it's okay during the dinner, but then everyone goes home, and I keep drinking.
So I can see that there's a little bit of a positive to your drinking, at least once a week, where you're having a good time and you have family around and it's more accepted and there's not so much guilt or stress related to the drinking.
Oh, definitely. My family comes over around 4 o'clock. Everybody brings their own wine. We toast. It's very fun. It's it's a family day, and my whole family drinks wine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you think about possibly not drinking the wine, what kind of feelings does that give you?
Well, to think about Sundays, I get sad because I want to partake in the family dinner and I want, to do a toast with wine and enjoy it. I mean, I grew up as a child, we drank wine as I grew up, we just did it as a family. It's a family tradition to eat together and drink wine. So that makes me sad to think of not being able to do that. But to think about being able to go to bed during the week without drinking and not arguing with my husband. I mean, he's a good guy. I wake up in the morning and wonder if he's happy or mad because I don't know what I did last night.
Right.
That sounds good.
Right.
Yeah.
So I hear that you have good experiences and you have negative experience with your wine.
Yep.
Now, does your family see maybe that you drink a little too much? Does anyone ever make any comments or mention anything? Or is it just your husband?
Well, because it's so accepted in our family, and my husband's not Italian. Okay. My family is. So they don't say anything. I mean, there has been some family events throughout the year where they've seen us arguing, and I don't remember us arguing. And then my mom will say, "Did you have a little too much last night?" Or "Why were you being so mean to him last night?"
Right.
And, but They're not there during the week, and my husband believes we keep our problems to ourselves, so he doesn't really tell them. But I'm sure they have a hint. But on Sundays, they don't say anything.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
Okay. How would you feel about maybe bringing your husband in to speak as well with us? Would that make you comfortable, or do you want to try to do this on your own?
Well, I would say since he's the main motivation for me to stop drinking, it'd be a good idea. I mean, it's scary to think that because we don't really talk about the problem. I mean, we're in a routine of I drink, he knows it, we fight or we don't.
Right.
And he's really good at starting the next day over again, but he's getting tired of it. So I think it'd be good. I'd be open to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Because it sounds like there is such a routine to it that possibly if you're associating the shower with going to get the bottle of wine, we can work out a plan together.
Yeah.
So that he can be there with you to support you.
Yeah, I think that'd be good. I'd like to get to a place where I don't feel like a little kid hiding something from my husband.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that sounds really good.
And let's talk a little bit about the drinking itself. Were you drinking the wine in what possibly could be considered excess prior to being with your husband, where you wouldn't remember things every night?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I know that before we lived together, I drank wine every night.
Okay.
But there was no one to argue with.
Right.
So, you know, I sold my Sundays and had fun. I mean, occasionally I would notice on Sunday dinner, my sister would be like, I'll drive you home. You're not driving home.
Mm-hmm.
So I would notice, I guess, I drank a little more than my family. But it didn't seem like a problem because I drank every night and watched my shows. Nothing was different except there was no one to argue with.
Okay.
So nobody in the morning was mad at me.
Mm-hmm.
But because he's a good guy, I have such guilt that I'm doing this damage to my marriage.
Yeah. Okay. Have you ever thought about maybe attending Alcoholics Anonymous?
Yeah. So I know someone who knows someone who goes to a meeting, and I showed up one time, and or two times I went to random meetings, and I never really continued it. I mean, I sat in this meeting, and these people came in drunk, and these people talked about, you know, they drink vodka all day, and they hide it at work, and they hide it in a water bottle, and I just couldn't relate. I mean, it made me feel like I didn't have a problem because I don't have a DUI. I don't drink and drive. I don't drink at work. It's just I love my wine. So I mean, maybe I'd be open to it if I found a meeting I related to more, or I don't know. It deterred me because these people drank all day. And maybe there's different types of alcoholics, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to hearing about that, but I just didn't have a good experience.
Well, there are definitely some positive, things that we could bring up that you've never gotten a DUI, you don't drink and drive, it doesn't interfere with your work. But from talking to you, I hear that it really is interfering with your home life.
Yeah, the most important thing to me is my husband, and I would hate to lose that. And I think he's a very patient guy, but I'm seeing it. His patience is getting low.
Okay. So why don't we talk a little bit more about possibly finding another meeting, because there are several meetings around the area, and maybe we can find one that you feel a little more comfortable in, or the people in there make you feel a little bit more included.
Yeah.
And we also explore in the future bringing in your husband so that we can work on this together to see if possibly we can change some of the routine at home, because it sounds like it is very routine for you.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay. We're going to work on that plan?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy.
All right.
Can you cut that?